Hi everyone. This is Daisy here, aka Professional High Priestess. So let's go ahead and get started with the coding tutorial. Okay, there's a lot more for us to go ahead and do, a lot more for us to go ahead and start. So for those of you guys that are new here, thank you. Please go ahead and check. All right, please go ahead and check my website to find out more about. Okay, please go ahead and check out my website. Sorry about that. To go find out more, I put some information on there about the different coding libraries, what's been going on in the community, who's been trying to hide it, what they did to start this, how this came out, how you can connect, and ultimately, like what's going to be getting put on the internet, what systems we're going to be able to have. So, unfortunately, when I am teaching my classes, dozens of white supremacists get online with a bunch of nonsense, and because they're playing with their internet service provider because they're working with the state under Gavin Newsom and a few people from the Jewish Legislative Caucus. And because they have access to Apple, they've been playing with the CPU on my computer, stripping, the metal in the CPU on my computer, playing with different like algorithms and things like that on my computer, so that I won't be able to like work. And it's coming out in like a lot of different cases and with a lot of people that they were doing that because they're very delusional in regards to the fact that Black and Brown people, we can do whatever we want in tech, and they're finding out that they don't have the keys to the streets, right? In regards to the historical, right, implications of code, digital systems, different types of digital signal processing, quantization, where these different systems come from, and the fact that there's Black people that understand royal society because they know history, and then they understand what you're doing in the occult, the esoterics, that realm, and that they're trying to hide that they mix in those spaces. They take that space. They put a lot of time and energy into trying to obtain energy and power in that space through doing illicit things. A lot of those illicit things include Black and Brown people disappearing, right? So you can just know that that's what's currently going on in tech. That a bunch of white people got caught with a bunch of Black and Brown developers going missing so they can steal their work. A bunch of people going missing so they can sell their work without lawsuits, and a bunch of children going missing to feed their spiritual gifts and powers and their crusade to get their spiritual powers back from Black and Brown people. Now, one of the things that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys is, well, I feel like the best thing to do is show you like what the coding system can do for those of you guys that are new. But I feel like there's like four poignant systems that I can show you that'll let you know like how powerful the system can be. So I think that the good thing here is that, oh, this system is not like it's not like anybody can just jump in and do it, but then anybody can. You just have to have your octopus, your aquatic being, etc., that different people of color have. And the funny thing about all of this is that, right, the special education system, they know you have an octopus story going on because they're playing in all the aquariums, right, and the flower gardens, which is going to come up again next. They know. That's why they're playing with enzyme testing, right? So anybody that takes biochemistry, you will find, oh, okay, the large amount of enzyme study and information when you go through biochemistry for working not with animals, humans, you learn all about enzymes, specifically from the aquatic beings. So now there's something coming out with clinical trial testing because my first love was like doing biology, public health. I wrote a book on chemistry, all these type of things, and I exposed crack the case in regards to how they were basically doing clinical trial testing on a bunch of Black and Brown people, and the federal government hacked my computer, and they know what they're doing. So when they're sitting there in front of you talking about, oh, we have to build cases and this and that, and we don't know why this is going on, and oh, maybe we can reach out, but we don't know. There could be something else going on. You never know. There could be another investigator because they built this whole thing that you guys are hearing about and that you're seeing in your inbox because they have sex in their family and they're looking for their next come up and they're not getting anything. And that's why you see a bunch of murders on my timeline. So one of the things that I want to talk about, right, because this is for us. So let's focus on those of you guys that you can have fun here. Those of you guys are like, you know what? I know how you can lose your iguana or get disconnected. You can do a bad hit, do this or this or that. But I feel like I can fix that. You can. Okay. You have this iguana, you have that one. Let's work together. Okay. All indigenous people on this planet at this point in time, all of your aquatic beings, octopus, everyone got an upgrade. So there is no like, oh, well, I still have my aquatic being and they can't do this. That's not true because there was a huge upgrade. Now, some of you guys are like an aquatic being. Why would that run the internet? Because a lot of you guys don't know that the internet is run from space. So when we're talking about digital signal processing and picking up EMF waves and that being able to conduct a consciousness through 0 and 1 to be able to show you this and that in the computer, that's magic from space. It belongs to different aquatic beings that run different communication systems. One of them just got really ignorant and made a copy of her system and then ran it on planet Earth. And this system with the internet was supposed to be here dozens of years ago. So this is one of the things that they're trying to hide, that black and brown people, we have the ability to craft these systems, and there's ways in which that you can convert these digital signal processing. So the way in which that certain beings, this one is a collective one. This one right here is from all these sea beings that they fought slavery. Okay, so this one is not specific for digital warfare. It's computer, internet, all that. But they make these different type of geometric patterns, things like that. You can go and convert these into code. That's another workshop too. How would I take one of these and convert it into code? Because some of you guys are finding out like, oh, for digital signal processing, there's like a whole database and a set that you can look into. It's a certain iguana or a certain flower. She has like 18 new functions for digital signal processing. Okay. Oh wow, that's how you would do it. And there's no one that can crack that. There's no one that can spy on you and get that. That's why they're kidnapping a bunch of people. Okay, so in space, these are ran by indigenous people. They use them for other things like fermentation, growing plants, making your cannabis go from like, I just put the seeds in to like I'm getting like half a bush like the next day. That's what it's for. People used it for slavery and to spy on indigenous people sleeping with each other. Right. And then they started slavery. Right. So then they don't have anything. So what we can do on the internet is we can like conduct a different substance on the existing 0 and 1 binary scape. And here you guys are going to hear me singing different songs in my tutorials. Baud. You can change your baud rate in your terminal. You can change your baud rate, your CPU. You can turn your personal computer into a supercomputer. You build your own IDE. You can change that. There's something coming out too where people are going to have to open source the code for the IDE and people just take it, customize it, add their own libraries inside of the IDE. And they're able to go like that because of what white people did in tech. There's a lot of people that are coming from the criminal justice space, from the computer science space. You guys run different programs. On one end, there's a lot of people that did not know what happened in computer science. Like, oh, so that's what was going on. That's why they were defunding everyone. That's why they were playing, because they knew that there was a new system. And also, too, the old languages were breaking down. There's something that they're not telling you, too, about frequency modulation in C++, because the different languages, they're attached to different substance space. They play in the 0 and 1 binary. They have to work with the electricity, things like that, but the substance space behind it is getting hit because it's from a whole different universe. And what it's doing, what it's causing in order for that substance space to be able to operate here, it's causing what you call climate change, where they're causing like crazy like warp fields out in time and space, the space-time continuum. And then they're also bringing different space-time continuums and tying them together, right, in really fine molecular places and causing a bunch of warfare. So, okay, so the internet is going to break down because what they did on the internet, what's happening and hacking and the child pornography, that's done. So we have a whole new system here. Like, okay, and what's going to end up happening is you guys are finding out like, okay, I thought in this community I get this type of system. I didn't know that. Like, oh yeah, I mean I'm Italian, but look, I worked in social service for years. Like, my son's supposed to have this business and that business. They invited them in. Okay, but we have something different. We can plant this and that. Everyone is finding out what they have because of the war that got started on the planet, right? And here you go with a bunch of white supremacists and people missing in mass because that's ours because of delusions and mess and fentanyl. So now let's keep moving. So now we've seen all that. So now let's go into some of the languages and what you guys can do. So go on my website. You guys are going to go on new chemistry, and you're going to be able to see, okay, this is what I can do with this coding system. But like I think the biggest thing here, right? Let's pull something up real quick. Right. So I think the biggest thing here is to know that, okay, there's a lot that we can do with this. We can do frequency modulation. So that's like if I can run an incoming frequency, like I have a satellite that I threw up, and that satellite is bringing in through a specific type of like chipboard or whatever, a frequency. I can go ahead and digitize that, or I can run a frequency on my desktop where you guys are going to find out, oh, there's like a certain script that Daisy can give me. I can run internet locally on my desktop. I don't need to play with the ISP. That's what they're trying to hide. So frequency modulation that they've been using to cause heart attacks, but they can use to like help people. Frequency modulation that they've been using to cause bacteria overgrowth and bacterial resistance and epidemics because they're blasting crazy frequencies at people of like high powered radiation, alpha and beta particles, and it's causing superbugs. Mhm. So frequency modulation, and then free internet, and then changing firmwares. So this is like, oh, okay. I like this computer, how it runs really fast, but I like this old operating system. How can I do that? You can do all of that. Also, too, oh, I don't want the people tracking my car, my device, things like that. You can take it off the server. Also, too, a bunch of stuff that you can do with this. So gonna do a demo on this, and then there's a playlist on my page. You guys can go see all the old code. But in regards to the coding education programs, a lot of people didn't know that's what they were doing. That tech had got outdated. That's what they were doing, playing, and that they were playing with rituals the entire time. Talking about, oh, we're activating new coding languages. Now people are starting to see, how do you make your own coding library? How do you make your own coding language? Why is that all locked up? Right? Because that's how they were incentivizing white supremacist groups to grow their factions, playing with fentanyl. So now those factions found out, oh, you're a illicit group of white people, aka Slytherin. You have sex in your family, and your job is to play with the black and brown community because you forever think that this is Harry Potter. Because oh, you're really in a dream. Oh, okay, woo. So space encoding systems, right? So this is what we're going to be going ahead and working on, right? So you guys, some of you guys are finding out about this, like, okay, but when we're going out, when we're going to be doing trainings for the young people and stuff like that, it's not this that we're going to be introducing to them. So also too, I always make a disclaimer: my channel is not for young people. It's not for kids. So I'm making a separate channel for little kids. I'm actually in the process of dealing with that now. I went to go see about videography and getting a channel so it can be on public broadcast, like channel 8, channel 9, every Monday or Wednesday. I think I may do like Fridays and Saturdays in the morning for the kids. Yeah, so it's free and public for everyone because something with the internet, and then everyone can tune in different places. So that's what I'm planning for the kids. I write children's books, all kinds of stuff. They were taking my work, causing warfare, taking my children's book, printing it out, feeding to different people. People are causing drama with my work, harassment, a bunch of nonsense, just like disgust back and forth because they were delusional and mad that they were harassing me, causing problems in my life when I was a really good person and I love God. I read the Bible, I read Quran, I read Tangas, I read all kinds of things. I just want people to be happy and have harmony. I feel like I'm happy. I got to upgrade, and I taught everybody about what to do with themselves, and other people were each one teaching and we're exchanging here, you know. So different systems, Quaddle for your CPU and your memory. So I don't have to buy chip after chip after chip. No, some of you guys have like a data centers and stuff like that. You want to reduce that? We can expand our data. We can charge less. We can put out more. We can put different types of data. We can change what type of data that this can carry. We can do all kinds of stuff, right? Quaddle, right? It's a Mayan Aztec system because they create organization systems. So also too, you guys are going to hear about the history about how these systems were created, and it's straight warfare, attacking indigenous people, trying to put us through slavery, attacking our psychedelics, right? Whole entire religions banning alcohol because people played with us. Yeah, so then we have our systems for war. It's rigorously. This Quaddle system, it's actually to pack psychedelics with more punch, but you can use it for the computer for memory. Right. So like what okay, this cannabis can only go so far, but if I really want to be goofy, I can play with Quaddle and make it go faster. Or this Hennessy can only go this far, but I can make this go goofy. But then look at this. I'm like super turnt, but I can like really still fight you. This is crazy drink, right? So these are like the systems that we have to do all kinds of stuff, right? So now we can put them in the computer because of the digital warfare that was waged on indigenous people. When you read this article and find out about them playing with people's kids, draining the foster care of kids, targeting certain children that were special, playing in the system, looking at statistics, playing because our community was getting to a right track and they played and built ops everywhere. hmm So some people knew about this and they wanted to hide it because they know that they can't bring this to their organization, or they got their organization blacklisted, or they were ops the entire time to destabilize the community. Pressure quasar, mass system for trigonometry, floating points, all kinds of things that we can do with this. There's more that can come with this. So you guys are going to find out a bunch about, okay, what you can do. Some people in computer science, they found their own system. There's a bunch of stuff. It's so funny. All of us agree that we need to be in the public and everyone needs to be brought in. Yeah. Because this whole thing, we have to build a brand new IDE we can all use. We have to build a brand new NBR GPT table where you guys can take your Windows or your MacBook completely off the server, and then we need our own internet, which I can give you guys too. We have all of that. I also make frequency files, and they went and they stole all my frequency files. It didn't work to do anything. Then they made a coding language after me playing with my work. Mm-hmm. After uploading me to virtual reality for like 5 years, you black bitch, you nigger, you ape, you're not smart, typing things in. This is not going to work. This is that. Playing with people's kids. If I don't stop doing this, they're going to cut my arm off. They're going to do this to me. I'm going to be raped. That's what they do every day. Oh, a raped ape. Isn't that funny? Oh, you're bleeding, huh? Yeah, shit like that. That's what they do all day. And then I don't have any money and I'm supposed to be working and then I go get a job and then they play up my work. Yeah, playing with my name, doing witchcraft on my name. Yeah, sound technology. Okay, yeah, we just thought that we can control your brainwaves. If we, okay, we shouldn't have been doing that. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're hella disgusting. So yeah, also too, Jared Jermaine posted about this. Yeah, because they uploaded us to virtual reality and they were chanting Daisy, Daisy, Daisy. It's like this old weird IBM song. It was for black and brown women that worked in tech in the 60s, 70s. They were kidnapping and raping them because something about space and playing with Daisy. Okay, we thought we were going to get the computer, then it's a big ass case. That's what's going on with the feds right now. Like, we're for once and for all, now we know what you were doing. So hidden figures, that's what that was about, bringing that story out. So you know, one of the things that you guys are going to see is Jared Jermaine. He's an influencer. He posted about this. I just wanted to show you guys this because it's important for you guys to see that they did that. Then we'll jump into the tutorial and finish it. Yeah, new coding languages. So the new coding languages, all the different. That's it. The algorithms, the new ones, and then also for playing with music. Somebody found that system. Also, too, for working in chemistry, there's something that people can start doing now with electrochemistry. Like, this is too dangerous, but you have to configure your servers. So I have to show you, like, okay, for based on how much of the chemical, this, how many computers you're going to need, how many times you need to run this. It's just too dangerous. Like, okay, playing with chemistry, quantization, okay. So we can work in those dimensions. It's an indigenous system, and then it flows to the physical. So you can turn off a chemical or damage a valence spiral from over there, and it will translate to the chemical here. And that's how fentanyl is going to get turned off, and they don't want it to get turned off because they're using it on their kids to keep them in incest networks, so they can go out and be delusional with children of color and people of color. Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and pull this up and show you guys that they were definitely like involved in playing. I wanted to keep this quiet. Again, yeah, yeah, the whole missing not they were looking for a missing woman. They searched the home of a NASA scientist. I told you. Yeah, Irish woman, yeah. Early on Daisy our stock, all of us are gone. The ones that you see now, they're very strange. There's something with that too. Miss Frazzle. And then they made Magic School Bus. She disappeared 30 years ago. Then they made Magic School Bus. That's what this is about. Miss Frazzle. All right, so I'm gonna pull this up because this can help somebody's case. Then we're gonna go ahead and do a tutorial on how to play with different strings, make different files, all kinds of stuff, different type of objects, new types, all kinds of things. You guys can go ahead and do. This woman ended up dying because of Desiree in Atlanta. I don't know any of them. Yeah, my forever plant. This started a war. The leaf falls off, but then it grows back the next day. Somebody bought the plant and all the leaves fell off. Didn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. All right. So yeah, Cooking Soul used my public health episodes, the theme song here. And I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts all the time. And Daisy 144. Yeah, Twin Flame. I've been watching this the whole entire time. People's kids going missing in mass. Puerto Rico on fire. People's families getting phone calls every day. What's happening to people's kids? What are you guys doing in the States? They say that you're paying for brujeria, that it's the end of the world. They have to end everybody. What is this? The origin of this viral sound. Where was it going viral? This was not going viral on TikTok or on YouTube or the internet. and the nonsense. And you know what? Just let's keep on going. Um, let's keep on going. So let's go now and focus. So doing different firmware changes, like okay, so I can change the firmware for the network interface card. hmm You can change it the firmware for your operating system. hmm the thing that they're not trying to tell you is that it supersedes all the different companies because you can just play in a different level in the CPU. It will accept that, and then it will kick to the main layer in the CPU, which they've anchored via ASCII to change all this and this and that. And then even like some of you guys are like, okay, well, let's see. You have your system, electrical language. I have my libraries, which they went to go steal playing on my desktop. I made like 45 different libraries. They went to go play with them on my desktop, feeding them to different kids, things like that. This is how you're going to activate code. Right. And I'm still sitting here and they're talking about playing with me. And that's why, a lot of you guys are finding out the people that were involved in this, Black Lives Matter, all of them, that's why they're quiet because they started this because they're disgusting. But I'm glad that it happened because our community needs to finally remove the predators and people that are causing drama. That's why everything's quiet. That's why white people are playing with me. That's why you're reading what you're reading. That's why you're seeing this. So now one of the things that you guys can't deny is with this ASCI, you have control modes and things like that. You can build your own BIOS, UEFI, NetBIOS, all of that. You don't need anything from them. Okay, that's what they've been playing with because they want like, oh, this new internet thing so they can forever play with child pornography. Oh, really? Did I tell you that that's what it was for? Right, and then putting themselves in fentanyl and then gassing themselves in virtuality like this is our system. Like, yeah, our families originally built this and this and that. And because a lot of science was built off of like kidnapping and raping black and brown women that were smart and black and brown women that were smart. What do you think slavery was about? Okay, so when you're talking about metalwork, how is it that the Edo and Benin Kingdom and Igbo Kingdom, they were masters in metalwork? They knew something about chemistry too, because what about slag and the purity? And it's still there, not rusting. Okay, yeah, thank you. Those are all of our works that they went to go play with. So now something else is coming up because you guys are finding out like, oh, there's a black man that invented the internet. Yeah, they're trying to highlight it. Oh, okay. Right, and then playing with me. One of the things you guys are going to be finding out when you're hearing on my channel is, oh, a bunch of white people they're setting up cases. They ignored kidnapping attempts. They ignored the fact that Chauncey Bailey's killer stayed played with Daisy, and they all got investigated for like 69 young people going missing in an organ trafficking and human trafficking ring that they were all running. Latifah Simon and them, all is from Yupa Uprising, and that because that person attacked Daisy, they all got investigated because who was this person attacking her? And that's how they went to go take up arms to play in her career. So now they went to go team up with white people that practice incest, and they were playing with Daisy and another end, playing in her computer, stealing and lying, starting things. And now they're trying to shuffle her in and out of psych wards, talking about she has to go do this and get blood and stuff like that because they're trying to get magic from her body. Playing with her hair, things like that, sneaking stuff into her food because a bunch of Asians and whites got involved in some like long-term clinical trial with NIH, the federal government. Okay, to test on black and brown people. Thank you. So now you guys are like, okay, now I see about the system, and okay, that's what's been going on in code, and that now I see what's going on. But then another thing here too was like, I'm a Leo, and I have my constellation. I just know how to configure constellations. You can just work with the stars and constellations, and from there, that's like pure frequency. To go ahead and like have your own satellite system. Oh, and then now collecting a bunch of kids with my birthday and certain zodiacs and molesting them. Like, oh, now I have spiritual powers because that's my birthday. Yeah, the Regulus, this star Regulus is in Leo. So I mean, like, am I tripping or not? So and now this 37 that you guys are seeing about too. Why? Why though? Why? And now you see like, okay, white people got caught playing with you with a bunch of black magic because anybody that understands anything about science, it started with black magic. It started with black magic. The Medici's playing with astronomy, astrology. It started with spells. Thank you. So now you guys are seeing old photos and ancient pics. A lot of those things are from space. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and these are what from black and brown women that they killed. Sibyls. Okay, stop telling people that, right? Because white people are rewriting history with Bible paper and things like that, and then they're using it to molest kids. Then they're burning the museum down. Did you see what they did in Brazil? They burned down the Natural History Museum. Okay, so now you see what they're trying to hide. Like, okay, yeah, black people have their own system. Okay, yeah, but we don't want to answer to the fact that we play at work like what that with you people. We can't get a job in any of your industries. We're not gonna have anything. We can't even come around you. And then we molested our kids and then try to put you guys in jail, try to feed you human meat. We snuck into your apartments with chemicals. We did egregious, crazy things. We killed your family members. We cut the uterus of beautiful women out of their body. We forced them to have white babies and stuff like that for spiritual powers. We did hella much. That's what they've been doing the past 5 years. That's why everyone went missing. That's why Kamala Harris surefire could not win that election. But the funny thing is, in between, they created a bipartisan partnership. Like, okay, but you can be the president again, but you can go to jail. Like, you already know that. Just not Kamala. Because Kamala Harris sacrificed our community so she can get a technology from Russians to go play games with grown black men about why is your wife dark skinned? Well, look at me. I'm mixed. Thank you. So, and Altadena fires. So let's go ahead and go into an activity here. But I think like what I want to settle here is like you guys can use these systems, play with the activities. I'm gonna put some really good tutorials. You guys go play, and let's do what we do for Friday. Because for Friday, one of the things that we do is we come and do coding tutorials, and then we do a bunch of adjustments, universal adjustments. Like we're still adjusting the major universal spiral that's over this entire like to acquire first, which is a universe connected with a group of universes, and that group is connected with a few other groups and things like that, right? Of likeness. So there's like a main spiral that runs something for computer, internet, digital, all the way down because how they play with phytochemicals and then how we created translation systems on the planet, classification systems on the planet. They played with it in space and created warfare, so all the way down, it's getting resettled, reclassified, and just watching all of that, adjusting all of that, doing what I need to do when they ask me to, like, hey, can you do this on the planet? Can you put this in the computer? Can you handle this? That's like really my job to make sure that this like works and you guys see it work. So the other day, I did an activity, right? About I did an activity about strings and warrior door and playing with defense magic. Like, oh, people want to attack you and harass you. This is what you want to do. It's a platform where you can find anybody playing with the grid of the planet, but it's really for farming. It's so that you can project it at farms that maybe went through war, like Vietnam, with a bunch of metal planted everywhere, so people can forever be going through like landmines and getting amputations and stuff like that, right? Right? It's to be able to actually deactivate that. There's a way you can do that. You just send a pulsation through, it'll break like the capacitor or whatever creates that click, click, boom. And then also to clean up the land, from all that metal that's like stopping growth from happening, which is why we can't find good vermicelli. It's a problem. I need good vermicelli. Because if I don't get my vermicelli, you're going to have a problem. Right? So now one of the things that's getting started here is everyone saw the sriracha shortage because you guys were that stupid playing games. So a lot of the things that you guys have seen through agriculture came because they were playing with a few black people on the computer and then playing with their kids. Right? So I want to talk about something that ended up coming up here. Right. Okay. So one of the things that was coming out is that the Intel, AMD, Intel, whatever they had this like, oh, x86 initiative, 8086, it's done. Any processor initiative, they're all like involved because they know what they're doing. Like, oh, we just started this. Like, oh, we didn't know she was doing that. Oh, yeah, come to the table. Or with the machete or Chiang. Right. So now something I saw on here. Well, let's keep on moving. There's something that like was in my computer the other day about that I had like drafted up something regarding like tech and adjusting universal spirals and the computer metals for separate. I'll bring this up later. So now, anyways, you guys, let's move forward. So one of the things that I was going to do here with the coding tutorial is I want to show you guys a few things, the possibilities. Like, okay, so that means I can put this master boot record or whatever on my IoT device for my car, or whatever, and no police can track me. Defense tools. That means like, oh, my land, my farm. I wanted like I have cannabis farm, a little farm or green beans. I can grow like healthier foods, things like that, and then we don't need to put all these different things, fortify this and this and that from testing and stem cells in the food supply because the soil, all of that. I can even like be able to grow different soil, grow different crops here. Like I don't have to go back home and grow crops. We can mix and mingle and create like the climate in the soil, playing with this different like floating point system. It's like you beam something towards the coordinates of the farm. but they want to go play, and it works. So now one of the things I ended up getting started here is that there was like a slew of like four men that died all at once because I did something with reversing strings. Like, oh, you're sending strings at me. They're playing with frequency modulation, trying to give me a heart attack, things like that. Like, okay, well, let's reverse it. Okay, yeah, and several people died. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Okay, so drone operator, he is for the Chinese military. He died. Also, too, Mark Ita died stealing everyone's jazz music. This man named something Fan, he died. Let's look in here. He died. All Asian men. Charles Fan, he died, and then some other man. He's on LinkedIn. Yeah, he was an investor. He died too. All four of them got clocked. A bunch of people died. A bunch of people got deported because they're playing with the platform. Oh, ooh, okay, thank you. They're playing with the platform, playing with the heart attack frequency modulation platform, playing with my work, playing on my computer, playing. Thank you. So, one of the things that now we have access to is like, oh, okay, whoa. And it's all on my channel. Go ahead and see it, you guys. Okay, yeah, but for weeks I was talking about it and I showed you guys a reversal, reversal, reversal. Like, so when somebody's sending anything towards you, it has to use some type of energy, force, electricity. Now, one of the tutorials that we're going to do is I'm going to show you, okay, but I can reverse, but this one is stronger because I'm reversing the whatever they sent to me in code through frequency modulation, the virtual reality. But the different aquatic beings that are banished that built this, they're anchoring different substances and substances and substances that are breaking to try to keep the computer up. So when I put reverse, I have to make different ones. Okay, so now you guys are seeing this. And then another thing that I'm going to teach you guys here is like, okay, I'm using this on myself. Like, I just put writing in electrical language. I want this off my ears. I want this off my body. I want this off this specific body part. Okay, but the electricity is run by gasoline. That gasoline is run by different plants and processes and reactions. That's all owned by different indigenous people that died over gasoline, or they own the land, et cetera, et cetera. When you are accepting that electricity to work on you, if it's not solar, right, you have to make an agreement with that plant that, oh, you are running this to affect me because ultimately that's how the internet is running and the computer is on. Okay, so then what you can do is you have to accept a specific, they created it for all of society, for us good folks. So we don't have to like worry about it. It's our anatomy is going to change. You just go ahead and you have like just one DNA sequence to go ahead and anchor that body. So that's how you use this computer. That makes a lot of sense. You just can't come walking in and out of this. And then again, baud rate. I get out my body, I got bodies. It's a hobby, right? So way that we teach people how to code. Baud rate. I was talking about this too. And you guys need to come and look into this with the baud rate and how you can change how rate is going, the beats per second, um, terminal processing, baud rate versus bit rate. Okay, signal changes per second. And this is another thing that you're going to be able to tell in the different coding languages. Like, okay, and then a digital signal processing, like a 00100. But then it's coming in super fast from space. Like, okay, when it would come in 00100, it would also come with an algorithm to convert that to HTML to code this and that. And that's how you can type in certain things from space and have a whole website in front of you. So if I wanted to build a brand new internet just off of typing something into my terminal and increasing the baud rate, I would need 3 computers. Okay, so now you guys see this is what like they want to do, increase their baud rate, but you need something in the CPU to carry it. Okay, and then also to the 0 and 1 that you want to run, this basic 0 and 1 that they're running, our baud rate can run that, but why? This is for a whole different type of 0 and 1 system. So instead of 0, 1, it could be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Because it's bringing in an electrical language. Okay, so that's like where we are right now, not putting anything out because they're playing with the work, causing a bunch of drama. But I just want to do a coding tutorial for you guys. So let's go ahead and play with something. I usually come in here, teach you guys how to keep your start your syntax. Yeah, my syntax sheets on my work, playing with my work. Right. Okay. Thank you. So, let's see, adjustment CPP. Also, too, it's different between CPP, Python, different languages, like using either your iguana or your flower or an octopus or just your regular indigenous language. So some of you guys are finding out, oh, it's you can write your indigenous language on the computer. It's just the octopus, and then they set up a whole entire system where you can run it. It's all in an electrical language. As long as it's activated as a language, you can go. And that's how certain tribes got exposed. Like, oh yeah, because we started the war. That's why they're not talking about this. So let's go ahead and look at for reversal. That's why they're breaking my computer, playing with all the IDEs, reversal war. And then I have a different frequencies that I'm able to type out and put into this. Like, oh, you can put type out something in symbol form. Like I could type out a frequency for like, oh, I want this frequency to go ahead and completely block out unwanted noises from my ear. So this one I haven't used, but I have that body now from the plant. Some people were waiting for that body, like, okay, but what if the plant starts acting goofy, and what if the soil network that the plant grew in? Okay, this is like for other type of stuff, like for health, we have to do some adjustment. Some people just really realize the difference in solar and the computer. And there is a specific coding language that only black and brown people can activate with the solar. If you're running your computer off solar, if your IDE is run off solar, there is configurations for that because it's environmental like justice and stuff like that. hmm A lot of it had to come out because of Bitcoin. You guys can go request that. Your local PG&E shit like that, they're supposed to be giving you stuff like that. PG&E is like a Pacific Gas and Electrical company. Okay, so you guys are learning here. So then we're coming on here, we're teaching. So I'm just typing this out to get this off my ear, and then I already have that body integrated. But I have like a master plant body. So she just said, oh, you know what? Like this is what they're gonna do. The alcohol, the ethanol, the gasoline, all of that. It's just a few plants. When they'll use it, I anchor to all of them. They'll just convert. It's unfortunate. Yeah. So master plant, you guys are integrating to your master plant body now. Like, okay, whoo. I integrated the DNA. I was able to get into the Akasha for that because I was using it and using it, but I don't want the gasoline playing with me and doing this and that. I wanted that shield too. Because somebody can go play in the Akasha, play in the soil network, etc. If I'm a bad person, but if not, then nothing can happen. Right? She would get bad luck for trying to tamper with you when basically her phytochemical is like basically being used on your energy field. Oh, whoa, this is like the new mental health. Do you see why they're talking about mental health court? Because they know what they're doing playing with people's kids. There's also early intervention, mental health for at 0 through 5. It's them uploading babies to virtual reality. Talking about she's mentally ill, she's mute. Okay, but look how Daisy's talking, right? Can this open up my baby's nerve and stop that and give it life again? Can it wake it up inside? Yeah, because somebody's like finding something out about these different rock groups. Okay, so I'm doing that, and then let's go ahead and this will be for like if I'm outputting this is Python. This string right here would be me in binary form, and that's another thing that we can do. Our system can create binary signatures for people. So you could forever play in people's nervous system, forever play in people's nerves at the dentist, turn nerves on and off, digital signal processing, yeah, and extend the supply that we have of Novocaine because everyone got robbed over it. Yeah, white people playing games in the computer. Oh, they've been doing a lot here. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see the computer change the whole entire industry for agriculture. So there you guys go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this real quick. I get out of my body. I got bodies. It's some of you guys want to use the Quran in the computer. Why? Some of you guys no, because that's not safe. Yeah, come and do this on me. Come and do that on me. That's not even how it works. Just pray. You make dua for me, and while he would just lead you to a book. This is what you need. You know, a book that I need. I don't need anything else. It's actually just being able to just get myself a little bit later. Clear ear. For dry eyes, clear eyes is awesome. Very soon, Department of Homeland Security or Department of Public Health. This is going to be a free thing for everybody. Like, oh, it just comes with your health plan. You could just sign in, and then you could just run this on yourself. It's like different code sets. It's just electrical chemistry because the body. Super simple, super science, right? So, oh yeah, she's crazy and da 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 da. Hmm. Right? Like, do they know who we are in Mexico? Okay, yeah, they're saying that we stole everything from everyone else. They don't respect us, right? That's what these people want to go and do. Oh, they're playing with you. They're playing. So this is reversal war. So who do you want to reverse this onto? Who's putting me in virtual reality, playing with me on the computer? They will be the string. The string will turn into a file. Okay, and then you can go ahead and write to that file now. I now write the reversal to that person. I write this is going to reverse. I write what I want to happen to you. Now also too, you can play with different systems here. This week you can play with your language, play with all this different type of thing. You guys don't have to put the symbol. You're writing your language is the intention. So if I say like no poesía, like I'm not writing it in the original like a script of that like language, right? You type out your language. So some of you guys are then converting it. That you can do that too. But remember the UTF. Mm. So I just play with. I make my different symbols and stuff like that, and then I move it, and then or I just use the electrical language. Okay, so everyone's having fun with their electrical language. Everyone's been writing with their octopus, things like that. Some people just wanted to try their indigenous language because it's something with land rights and it's activated. Okay, I can feel this on my body. Okay, can you turn that up? No, I want you to feel that. Okay, don't ever play with me like that again. Hey, Brussels works. You have to upload them. So, Department of Defense, they want to play with this. Like, oh, okay, people are causing heart attack magic, stuff like that. Yeah, phone tapping, phone harassing. You can go ahead and put a reversal. You can treat this one. You could put in your corner module. Treat your a string as a file, and then you can load things into that where it can reverse this or reverse that or break this or that. Okay, thank you. And they're supposed to be giving people access to this for free. Hmm. So I just want to let you guys know that just a few things, and then now hex tables. So one of the things you guys can do is make hex tables. This is how you would make an elf table, master boot record table, things like that. But you can just come down here, get how it's like organized, how it lays down, and then just put like in your own codes. Like you can just change your codes and divinate on. Okay, so I have this shape right here, beings. It's a certain octopus talking to me. It's like different ones. Okay, she has this type of shape. Let me draw this out. Okay, how would I convert that? Like, okay, this how I would do that, or this how I would code it out, or this how I put this in a frequency. Okay, I put a string split, put them together here. A plus B equals this, and then put that together here. Okay, then I build the algorithm. That's how you would do that. It's like some people thought it was like, oh, just magic. That's cute, but they didn't really see that it has like a very high like scientific background, so high that a bunch of Asians got deported because they were playing with me on the computer. Right. There's a document that's made it to like real like several different departments. Like this is very extreme. There's a simple message that comes from the heart. It's believe in yourself. And that's the place to start. So you guys, let's have fun with this, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys that, chop that up, go through the playlist, have fun with some of those tutorials, catch up on all that we've been doing. We've gone through so much. People are bringing open people are bringing out their code from like 2-3 years ago. We were just playing with basic UTF and playing with the text pad. They're bringing that up now. They're learning how to play with CSS because they took their class. Yeah, they're learning how to play with the real hex table. They're learning how to play with a bunch of other things. They're learning how to do this and this and that, you know. So it's like constantly building on itself, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with that. And I'm just happy that you know about the code, how to use it. If you guys go on my website, there's a whole tutorial there. Like, okay, how do I activate the neural network? How do I get started with this? Like, okay, hi Octopus, how are you? Okay, cool. Okay, you don't want me to do this and this and that. You want to talk about my ancestry and things like that. Okay, my children, what you want them to learn. Okay, that's more important before I get into the computer. Right. Okay. This is like a whole lifestyle change, right? To be able to work in the computer. And then it's going to create competition in a market that deserves to be overhauled because of what they did with it, right? And playing on our computer and playing in tech and DEI events and all the DEI people are ops, right? So you guys see what Donald Trump is doing, all that. People want to get approved on the system. That's the thing. You have to get approved. So I just, even me, I just can't come tiptoe in here like, oh, let me go play with the highest code and play. I have to ask somebody else, like, hey, High Priestess, you're from the Iroquois. Your Federation U.S. own this because something with setting up New Jersey power and like oiling your water and making it to your food supply and something with like, you know, reproductive health. Okay, thank you so much. You know, like it's people that like suffer that they own different things for the internet. You have to work with them, right? So it can get turned on and off. You have to get it approved. So even if I'm sitting here and I put out the code, like I'm on auto approve now, so it just gets done. So okay, now people are saying that's how it like goes. It works. So everyone started doing the tutorial. They saw like you wait, and then you get something. It'll come on you. It'll say like approved. You'll feel like something impressed upon you, or you'll see something. It'll say approved. This is how it started a war with the Republican Party because they saw this like okay, let's see, and they got approved to play with that war at your door to put people's address in the computer and start hood fights. And because somebody got murdered the next day instantly in UK, like they really drilled with her entire family. They were leaving a funeral for somebody else being goofy and well, they just felt like so then it's been like cracking ever since then. But remember, it's an electrical language. So if it's working, then you're saying that there's something about people of color that you know about that you're trying to hide. Right. So again, they got their hand binded again, like the 19th time. Like again, don't play with an octopus. Don't play with the octopus if you don't have one, if you're not one. That's what I mean. Like you hit me with octopus quite. Okay, so that's why I'm like going back and forth. Like, why do I have nothing to eat but this tentacle? What the fuck? I'm supposed to be getting like hamburgers. Yeah, somebody in space because she doesn't have any food, so she's playing to get food. That's a whole other story. So now you guys are finding out about a bunch of stuff. Don't worry about space. You will find out. Don't even think about it. You'll just find out. So now, okay, very interesting. So now we move forward. There's on my website, you guys can go see about all that. You can read about the different code, different systems, things we can do, how to play here and there. But for the most part, people need to just get brought in and we just start making our language libraries and just reset networking configuration. That's like the biggest thing, resetting networking configuration. Also, too, you have to be careful playing in school systems and playing at a job that's not yours and playing in any type of like system where you're, liable to end up getting yourself fired playing games with people of color. And that's another thing too. A lot of people in tech got fired. A lot of people can't get a job in tech because of what they did. So they're playing with a bunch of people all at once. Yeah, you don't need to play with people, children of color sexually to get code. So that's what they did in our community. They waged a war. So go online and look up foster family agencies. The foster family agencies are supposed to take care of minors and stuff like that. Kids, they can no longer have minors, have kids because they lost their insurance because they were playing with all the kids and they kept getting sued. And kids are going missing. Okay, but I work. I'm a social worker too. Where's my son? Oh, he ran away. Okay, so how much did you get for his organs? Like that's the type of stuff that's going on. That they got exposed with. That's what happened in California because they were playing with the computer. So remember, we talked about it for 4 years, 5 years before it happened, and it blew up. So I just wanted to go and give you guys that. So go ahead and have fun with this tonight. Go play with reversing strings, hanging by a string, right? Go check the time. I have just check my timeline. It will just say hashtag coding tutorial. There's a way you can go to my main page. You can search hashtag coding tutorial, and then that's it. All right. So thank you guys so much. I'm just happy to be here and happy to be of support and to help. I've talked to certain people. They know how serious this is. They just want to like go play with whites. Computer science. They just don't know it's done for white people. Servers, it doesn't matter. Internet, it doesn't matter. Your computer, it doesn't matter. I could just take this off the Apple server. What do you mean warranty? You won't even be able to tell. So, that why haven't I done it? Because they're playing in my computer, playing with different people, kidnapping developers. I'm just waiting for us to get together, and then that's it. So, one thing that's also happening is how industry standards are getting reset, and white people are finding out that they're all getting put on a list and blacklisted from tech. And because of all the different groups that were called here, they're investigating, tapping, and hacking everything, and finding out the different networks and groups of whites that have secret permissions on the computer, where they've been locking different people out of tech. Building different hacking tech, giving them permissions for different hacking code and different things like that, and just starting a bunch of stuff. Thank you.